Good day, everyone. We're back again with another matchup, and today we are seeing El Cartel versus Fluffy. One could say two brother squads that have very opposite names here, because one's a Cartel and one is what you see in your girlfriend's bedroom. So, yeah, Emmy, I would pass it over to you. How are you feeling about today's matchup? Why don't you say hi to the audience?
All right, good evening, people. And as you all know, it's your Songo commentator. Welcome back to the stream. And yeah, I would like to point out the fact that, El Cartel at this point, they are the RNK of this age. Because I don't understand why they have two divisions all up, in the higher. This is the lower bracket finals, but yeah, they have both gone far. And I don't know. I think El Cartel is going to win this because they are the first division, but anything is possible.
Yeah, anything is possible because this is MLBB. But just moving on to the lobby bands, we're seeing a Lance, a Nathan, a Fredrin band so far, which is pretty interesting. They're trying to lock out Cheesy from that Fredrin that he has been very performative on. He has performed quite nicely with that Fredrin in all the previous games. But yeah, what are you thinking about these bans? Because that Fredrin is kind of unexpected, especially for a lobby ban.
Uh, how do I put it? If you know someone is good or something, yeah, and they have been causing a lot of havoc, and you've seen it on live stream, you've seen it, in the histories from the past matches. I think it's not really too bad of a ban if they just take it out. And their brother squads, they know, the individual prowess of each other on some particular heroes. So they're just taking that out. They don't want any problem with the Fred coming in to disturb them or anything. So yeah, it's a well targeted ban against someone that they know. So I don't think it's something that we can call bad.
Yeah, you are very correct in that sense because yeah, if you identify a threat, you can just take it out and deal with the unexpected occurrences. But then something that is unexpected is not this last ban because it's very expected to see Sicilian banned out in this stage of the tournament. I'm pretty sure he has made at least a 90% appearance in picks and bans so far. So yeah, for the lobby bands, we're having Lancelot, Nathan, Fred, and Sicilian band out, and we will be heading to the draft lobby now. Okay, yeah, draft lobby is live. That Nathan actually getting banned out for all the games of Fluffy this series. It seems like people really don't want to give Holy Crystal his comfort pick here with that Nathan. But they will be taking out that Joy because Cheesy might be a good performer on that Fred, but he's also an assassin player. So yeah, I guess maybe they'll be going for a Joy, Lancelot, maybe a higher ban in this second phase. Maybe Cattell will go for a Grok ban or Yuzhong ban, but yeah, it depends. There's still the Yuzhong to be picked up early as well as the Lancelot. Yeah, but what are you thinking, Emmy?
I'm thinking we're going to see an Alice ban. Cheesy can also play Alice jungle. So probably they're going to take out as much as they can from his hero pool and just back him up into the corner so that he can play something that is not really comfortable on. But I think I am wrong in this sense because they decide to ban Void Archers in Havoc. He was picked.
Yeah, right now they
So
just
Among the planes exists the equilibrium, which I was made for.
I'm not sure if I kind of lost you in the middle there, but like, can you hear me, Emmy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, that Bruno ban is actually unexpected. They don't want to give Void Hacker the balls for him to be kicking around. You know, he's been a very avid dribbler in these games, but we're seeing a Baxia pickup here, which is pretty interesting, as well as that Estes going up. So the Estes that was used in the previous matchup that El Cartel had versus Anagog brought them the victory of the game one. It seems they'll be going for that kind of similar draft with a tank jungle, followed by that Estes for the Blessing of the Moon Goddess. But the response here from Fluffy is that CC and the Hayabusa. So the Oigi Shadow Cube might be targeting that Estes being played by Conquest, yeah. But it's pretty interesting. I'm not sure if he'll be able to burst him down because of the Blessing of the Moon Goddess. But yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna see a Yuzhong pick from Sky Guy. Yeah. No, actually, it will be a Uranus, which is just now they need a lot of DPS. I'm not sure if this CC was supposed to be going into the gold lane, but I would say that they should get a mage that has some kind of AoE CC, AoE burst. I wouldn't say a Lunox share. I would actually be gunning for a Valier pick because a Valier pick into this first three picks would perform pretty well. Maybe bound out the Fasa because the YV is already bound out and go for a Valier. But yeah, what are you thinking, Emmy?
Uh, just like you said, I actually agree with what you said. Probably they should ban. Ooh. All right, now we have a Kimi ban coming in from Fluffy. They don't want that combination. You know, two massive front lines in the name of Baxia and Uranus, and then an Estes that is going to be supporting them from the back, and then a Kimi would have been a perfect pick, to just bust people from a safe distance. Even though the Ayabusa would be there, but the blessing of the Moon Goddess might be able to save a lot of people, from getting busted down. We have a Lunox pick coming in from Utah, and that Alice that I mentioned is being picked up there by Super Saiyan. I don't know if it's going to go through with this, but they decide to go God mid lane too on that fraud mage
Fraud.
by the name Big Face. But let's see how this is going to pan out. Probably they're going to pick the Euros. All right, they go for the fast eye instead. Uh, I don't know. This I can't really make a decision on the draft yet. What do you think? What do you think, Stu?
I feel that the draft on the side of Cartel is a pretty good one, but then at the same time, the draft from Fluffy can very much easily snowball. So it's gonna be a matter of not making any missteps here, and that would be an Ixia as the last pick. But yeah, it's gonna. It looks like it's gonna be about not making any missteps, so that you don't end up starting the game on the back foot. But in terms of the draft, I would have to give Cartel for my favorites, and yeah, Fluffy would be second best. But yeah, so far it's gonna be depending on they have a lot of range, so yeah, it's gonna be depending on how they utilize that Fasa with the feathered airstrikes, and it's also gonna be depending on how Cartel dive that Fasa with the Baxia as well as the Uranus because he has the Baxia can jump over a front line to get to your back line, but yeah, it's not always ideal. And skating into the late game is that Alice, and skating into the late game is that Estes. So like it's kind of hard to tell how this match is gonna go, but yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one to watch. Yeah, but going into the usual cast, of course, yeah. Um, who do you feel is gonna get the first toss, Remy? Looks like Emmy might be running into some network issues. But yeah, we can see Conquest just assisting Void Hacker here to um, chip down the HP of Holy Crystal. He's a fighter in the gold lane, but then not very much of a fight to be had here. And Pula just responding to give that same amount. Ooh, but he uses the wall to block them off. Uh, Avoid that, I will secure that gold crab. So yeah, big face, just trying playing it safe, not going into any unmarked bushes so he doesn't get picked off. It's early in the game and we're getting more of a slow start here. We do but that looks like the Oigi Shadow Q committed onto Utah, and he will fall there. Pula having to
All
use
right,
that
I'm
flicker.
back.
Okay. Yeah, I was just asking you for the usual casters bet on who is gonna get the first turtle, but that quad shadow onto Conquest. He manages to flicker away, but Big Face is taking the rest of the damage. But yeah, um, that looks like the blood up onto Sky Guy. Yeah, but he has the stacks of radiance. He's able to survive this. I was talking about how this game is going to be off to a slow start, and instantly we get the first blood. But yeah, I mean, who do you think is gonna get this first turtle? Yeah.
More block coming in from Grok. And we have Fasa here. Ooh, almost getting the kill onto Void Aka Utah.
Oh, but that is the full barrage from Void Hacker to go down. Over in the background, Super Saiyan using that vengeance as well as the passive from Alice. But Void Hacker is sustaining with that lifesteal, but it will not be enough. He will fall to Super Saiyan as he retreats with the Blood Orb. But over here in the bot top lane, Utah activating that light ult, but that tectonic charge from Pula to knock off, but that will not be enough. The dark ult from Utah will secure that double kill, and it will be Cartel coming out on top in this fight as they proceed to take the turtle.
All right, and we have the first also going to the side of El Cartel. They are able to get the turtle after a vigorous fight. I would have to apologize in advance. Now I think it's about to rain here, so the network is getting a bit hickey. Apologies.
Yeah, we're all subject to MTN here. We're living in an MTN world, and what do we do about it? Okay, yeah, but it looks like Cheesy will be getting that creep of Super Salafide and Big Face using that Feather Death Strike to clear out those waves. So yeah, looking at the current state of the game, Cartel have been able to take advantage of that Dark and Light off from Utah, because that Lunox can do so much damage, and just as I was saying, a Big Face will be dropping to the Dark Alt, the wall will go up, but that full barrage, Cheesy able to stop Puller in his tracks as he will not be able to get an engage on. But yeah, right now for the side of Fluffy, it's gonna be super dependent on how long, how quickly Super Saiyan can get his items and become so much of a turn in their side. But yeah, what are you thinking, Emmy?
I think this Estes pick of a thing, once people. Ooh,
Ooh, but that Estes does drop right there to the Oigi Shadow Q and the Feather Strike. Right as you were speaking about it, the Castor's Curse strikes again.
yeah, ooh. We have an
Yo,
engagement on Cheesy.
but right over there, that is the tectonic charge committed onto Cheesy. He is way in too deep. But Super Salafide will fall the Dark Alt. Oh, but the Blessing of the Moon Goddess plus the Light Alt
Oh my
manages to
god.
keep Uther alive long enough for him to escape.
Ooh.
Godlike coming from Utah, and he's having one hell of a game. Yeah, but this looks like it's gonna be another turtle going to the side of El Cartel. Um, Utah just right now. Let's check. Okay, he does not have that sky piercer. But he did get that glowing one as the first item. He would have been on so many stacks by now. But yeah, this is what you see with the Lunox. Very kind of easy to snowball with the current setup that she has. But yeah, but what are you thinking, Emmy? Oh, but over here in the bot lane, that will be Void Hacker falling to that Oigi Shadow Q. And it will be Conquest left to defend this tower. But the Feathered Airstrike plus that wall and the Tectonic Charge will secure that kill. I don't really feel that they needed that skill committed. Yeah. Yo, Utah in this mid lane bush. Yeah, that is gonna be the light all popped. He has to burn that flicker to escape. The Sky Guy just coming in with the stacks of radiance to keep himself attacked so that he doesn't lose.
This Lunos pick coming in from El Cartel is really working in their favor. I mean, Utah seems to be.
Oh, but that is going to be a blood ode in the backlight. Super Saiyan burns that flicker. The dark odds going on to Super Saiyan. He has to pop his vengeance to survive that fight. And it is only gonna be Void Hacker and Conquest falling. Ooh, but look at Big Face. Able to land that S1, S2 combo. The Lord is spawning in 5 seconds. Fluffy has just won the fight. The score is currently at 8-10 and it's only like a 1k gold lead in the favor of Cartel. But yeah, how are you feeling that this Lord fight is gonna pan out? Do you feel that this is a lot in the favor of Fluffy, or is Cartel more poised to take this Lord?
I feel like as long as Estes, is able to stay safe, I think he's going to go to the hands of El Cartel. We have a Lord Dance here. Fluffy members are being pushed back. We have Super Saiyan and Pula coming in to support the team.
Yeah, but that Blood Ode is used. Sky Guy here in the back line, putting that pressure onto Big Face. He goes into the tower and is able to secure that kill. But that is going to be a legendary for Utah. And over here, Super Salafide being caught by Cheesy. And he will be shot down before he can escape. Holy Crystal here trying to push in the mid lane meanwhile. And this looks like it's going to be Lord in the favor of Cartel.
Yeah. I think even though Ayabusa was able to take down Conquest on the Estes, he was still not able to escape from Cheesy and the rest of the team of El Cartel. And he was shot down. Further airstrike coming in from Big Face. He is disrupted by Sky Guy.
Yeah, Sky Guy really
All
just
right.
putting that pressure. But that
Oh.
Dark Alt's being used in a very. Ooh, but that Feather Extract almost getting Void Hacker down. But he will be healed up by that Blessing of the Moon Goddess. Do they have anti here on this team? I don't know. I can't tell. But that is the Vengeance popped to help Holy Crystal survive that damage. The Lord will be able to charge into the mid lane. It's Puller here, and he does use that Tectonic Charge, but it does not land onto anyone. That will be a legendary for Utah. The Dark Alt is used again, but the Blood Alt catches Utah off guard, and the Feathered Airstrike not being able to land full hits. But the full barrage from Ixia, just Big Face isn't able to stay and use his skills. It's going to be another legendary for Utah. There's only two people here to defend. Doegi Shadow Q is committed. Are they able to defend this? That's the featherless strike, but no, El Cartel will take this game one.
Victory!
This was a complete beatdown coming in from El Cartel onto their D2, which is Fluffy, and Utah on this sorry, remind me the name of the hero again.
Lunox.
On this Lunox, he was absolutely godly, and he was able to snowball, even got Sky Piercer, just so that he could make use of the passive. And yeah, they had an answer for the Estes, but they didn't have an answer for the rest of the team. Cheesy was just there, soaking up damage. Sky Guy was there too, and then the full barrage coming in from Voidaka was so disruptive, in team fights. And they didn't have an answer to that. They didn't have a healer on their side, or they didn't have enough sustain because it was really early into the game. I mean, this ended in just about 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 44 seconds. So I think they need to rethink their draft for the next game. Fluffy, to be exact. Uh, Hopefully, they are able to come up with something that can be of usefulness to them against Alcatel.
Yeah, right now you can really see the way that they use their picks to complement each other. Having Lunox as that main damage source, and then having Void Hacker on that Ixia to be additional range. Because every time Big Face uses that Feather Air Strike, that full barrage just goes up, either stuns him and cancels out the ult, or deals so much damage that he has to leave the range of his own Feather Air Strike. So it's really interesting, and I like the way that they played around this draft. And you can see Utah coming in with that 31% damage dealt. But yeah, we will be moving on to the next game, and hopefully we'll be seeing some form of adjustments and adaptations, as we usually like to see, because the more the game progresses, the more we love to see more unorthodox picks and adjustments. So the drafts are more unexpected. But yeah, it's GG Sport teams, and we'll be moving, and it looks like Fluffy. I'm not sure if they have decided yet, but um, as of a new rule that has been instated, if you are a loser of a game, you can decide where you want to be for a first or second pick. But yeah, what do you think that we're going to be seeing into this next game? Are we going to be seeing a Lunox ban this time?
Actually, if I was Fluffy, it's either you ban that Lunox, or you have a definite answer in mind for it. So I don't know which one they're going to go for. Either ban it, or come up with an answer for it, because they were not able to answer for it. Normally, she wouldn't have been able to do that kind of havoc if not for the fact that she had an Estes to accompany her and heal her all the way. Either ban the Estes or ban the Lunox, one of the two. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair approach. We can see that Cattell have been prioritizing that as this of lately. So yeah, it looks like that would be kind of a comfort hero on the side of Cattell. So yeah, we might as well just ban it, because now uh, the you have the ability to ban 5 heroes, so you can ban them out in that lobby. But yeah, moving on to the lobby bans here, we're seeing another Nathan ban coming in from Cattell, as well as a Lancelot ban here from Fluffy. So yeah, wonder if they're gonna ban out that Fred again, and or maybe leave the Fred and pick the Lunox themselves. Yeah, maybe that's an option. There's also the Sicilian. Yeah, yeah, and just as I said it, he got banned. So, um, yeah. Do you feel that they would have fared better against them with, instead of a Fasa, maybe with a Fred, with a Valier, but then that full barrage coming in from Ixia would have just made the life of Valier very terrible. Yeah, but what do you feel if we saw Valier picking that game?
Yeah, I think a valet pick would have been hard, but a Zushin pick, I don't know if Zushin was open actually. I don't know why nobody's picking Zushin would have worked a bit. The faster pick, there was actually really nothing bad about it. It was not really like a bad pick. It was just the fact that the Estes was just there to, provide an enormous amount of ill to the people and to the right people. I mean, look at Uranus, uh, Lunox, Ixia, and what's his name, Baxia. People that normally you would want to bust down as fast as possible, but then you can't even bust them down because Estes is just there healing every bit of damage that you deal to them. So yeah,
The
it's
plains
not like
resist
the Fasa was a bad pick,
which
but
I
if
was
they didn't
made.
want to go for the Fasa, they could have gone for the Zushin instead. Though they might have been lacking in the terms of damage, because Zushin is more is more of a control mage. But yeah, we have a Yves ban coming in from El Cartel. They don't want to give that Yves to Big Face, and just like I said, either you get rid of the Estes or the Lunox. We have a Lunox ban coming in from Fluffy. They do not want to see the Havoc. And actually, I would go out of my way to ban the Estes too. To just come down to a skill of to a matter of to a matter of who gets to delete who first. Because I wouldn't want any form of healing to be disrupting team fights. And we have a Grog ban coming in from El Catel. So far, what do you think of the draft, Steve?
So far I'm pretty like it seems like pretty standard stuff. Their target banning that big face so that he doesn't get more of a comfort hero like a YVE and want to maybe force him into that faster pick. But yeah, it's gonna be a joy ban as well. I'm not sure if Fred was banned out in that lobby. I'm guessing he was, and as well as the dance. Yeah, so it's gonna be Conquest locking in that Gatokacha. So yeah, that Zushin that you just mentioned, I completely forgot she's a hero, and it's because we haven't seen her appear in this tournament, have we?
Actually, I am not so sure. I don't think we have on this streamed, on any streamed match. I don't think we have.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny that we um, have a hero that we in the previous tournament said that we would make sure she's permanently banned in all games, and then right now she's just having free roam, um, being open, and no one's picking her. But yeah, we can see the side of Fluffy stealing away that Baxia pick, and together with the Kalia, yeah, I would have expected them to opt for that Minotaur, but Utah is on that Kimmy. Right now, looking at the current state of the draft, I would say that that faster pick would be a pretty nice one because together with the Kalia's Tsunami Slam, they can always just burst any target that she does get her hands on. But it's actually gonna be an Xbox pick, and I'm guessing this might be an Xbox Go lane. No, this would actually be an Xbox XP lane. But yeah, maybe they can flex it and they rotate and give it to the golden. And that would be a pretty interesting answer to the CC in the golden here versus the Xbox because I think Xbox does come out on top in that matchup. Or am I wrong, Emmy?
No, Esbog does actually come out on top when facing off against the CC, but it's all about skill level actually. So the CC can just decide to not engage the Xbox and just kite around and just get our minions. But yeah, we have a surprising Vexena ban coming from El Cartel targeted towards Big Face. They know his hero pool is not really that wide, and they know the kind of heroes that he loves playing. So we have a Beatrix pick coming in from Oli Crystal, and just as I was about to mention the Yuzong, that I don't know why nobody's picking the Yuzong because it's open. We have a Yuzong pick coming in from Sky Guy and a Link pick coming in from Cheesy. I think this is the first time that we're seeing him on this hero right here. And we have a response from Big Face. They took out most of his comfort heroes, and now he's going for heroes that we don't really see him on. I don't know which one is going to decide on,
Oh, now he's
but
gonna
we
go for
have
the
a
valet.
valet. We have a Valet pick coming in from him. I don't know about this pick. What do you think, Steve?
I don't really feel that the Valia pick is bad. It's just like when you're up, when you're playing with a Kalia, you want to sort of pair her with, a burst damage hero that can just eliminate those targets as quickly as possible. But yeah, other than that, I would say that the Vexana pick and band coming here is just a usual mage counter pick to an assassin jungle, and because she just has that terrify, and one second you're Kyrie, the other second you're Kumar. So yeah, I would say less about that, but yeah, the drafts have been set. I'm not really sure who comes out on top in this mid lane matchup between Kimi and Valier in terms of a range battle. But yeah, it might be the Kimi. I'm leaning more in the favor of Kimi outranging the Valier. I might be wrong. But yeah, you can see that Yu Zhong. The Valier is more or less, I would say, a hero that can handle his own versus Dragon diving him simply because he has his ultimate as a purify and as well as that pushback. So yeah, but ultimately it falls
Welcome
down to
to
skill.
Mobile Legends!
So yeah, the game is starting now.
5 seconds till
Uh,
the enemy reaches the battlefield.
pardon me. The
Smash
game is
them!
starting now, and we would
Ultimate
see how
deployed!
that would pan out. But onto the bets. Who do you feel will take that first Toto Emmy?
Considering the fact that they have a dragon, I think El Cartel is going to be the one to take the toss. So if they do play their cards right,
Oh, but
and
that
we
big.
have Pula Air already reduced to half HP from the pull coming in from Utah. Oh wow. Okay.
Nah. Okay, so I will ask the question, and I'm seeing it in real time. I feel that this is a matchup that Valier does go on top of, but that revitalized from Conquest happening to be enough.
First blood!
Ooh, but he still gets that first blood. The fire burning from Big Face is able to secure that kill, but it looks like Valier does um, win this matchup at least in the early game, because maybe because he just simply out damages the Kimi in the early game. But yeah, that revitalize coming in clutch to help Conquest survive long enough, but they would not be able to secure those kills.
All right. So we have a bit of an engagement there in the bot lane.
Nah, looks
All
like
right.
it's Holy Crystal trying to freeze that lane, because he's up against the CC. And yeah, but the first turtle has spawned, and yeah, you did mention this dragon, so let's see if Sky Guy can help his team to secure this first turtle.
All right. All set. And we have Cheesy, just trying to get his blue buff before the turtle. That's the
Yeah,
problem that I have with blue dependency heroes.
yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe this is one of the reasons why we haven't seen Fanny. But looks like that taunt is gonna go on to two, and it's Utah to secure the total as the CC goes up. But the last Infinity coming in here from Super Saiyan, it's not gonna be enough damage, and he will fall. And it's a double kill for Utah,
Team hero
as
has
well
been
as Big
slain!
Face falling together with Pula. So, I know, yeah, Pula did fall in that fight. Ooh, yeah, but Super Salafide is able to escape with his life. And yeah, this would be a fight in the favor of El Qatar.
Right. We have Utah here again. Already 2 kills, 3 minutes into the game. Just like when he was playing Lunox in the last match. So I think we need to watch out for this guy. Probably is going to be the one to dominate this match again. I'll be an engager onto Pula. Just tanks tickling each other.
Yeah, but it looks like Cheesy did try to steal that red buff, but Super Salafide was able to secure it with the retribution. But yeah, there's just a lot of pressure that does come from facing a Kimi in the mid lane, because she just has the range to constantly poke, and she deals a decent amount of damage. That it's a turn in the side to face. But oh, Super Salafide is there, but that is gonna be the AOG onto two. The ult from Holy Crystal will be enough to secure that kill onto Conquest, but Utah on that killing spree. He is low right now, and FaZe manages to land that his burst fireball onto Natalia, and securing the next kill for his team. So we have that turtle has spawned. The fight, I guess the fight went pretty even. The score is a 4-4. We're seeing a 1k gold lead in the favor of Cartel. But yeah, this kind of gold lead can be turned out in a moment. But what's your bet for this next total, Emmy?
I still would give it to El Cartel. They just have heroes, you know, that can secure. I mean, just look at Linge. With his ult, he can almost always get a secure onto the turtle, and he's 2 levels ahead of Super Solar Fidel. So I think he has the obvious advantage, unless Pula is able to get a hand on him and Cheesy is able to secure the turtle. Ooh,
But that is just so much going on in this fight. Holy Crystal over here in the back line trying to secure that kill for his team. Sky Guy goes in with that furious dive but is unable to secure it, and he will be the one to fall. But that damage from Big Face will get the kill for his team. Yeah, looks like Holy Crystal will be able to defend this turret. Right now, the marksman from the side of Fluffy actually really is doing pretty well. He's currently on a 102. He's been able to safely maneuver those fights and just do damage from the backline. So yeah, it's gonna be a pivotal player for the side of Fluffy. But over here in the mid lane, Sky Guy getting that Q onto Big Face. The taunt will be going on to Super Salafide, and he would be able to defend that tower. But oh, the Shah Essence and the Furious dive onto Super Saiyan. The taunt follows, and it is gonna be Pula still falling to the damage here from Utah. And it's a double kill for Sky Guy as that tower does fall and he doesn't take the last tower shots. So yeah, Alcatel coming out 100% on top in that fight. And ooh, Holy Crystal getting that narrow escape from the blades from Cheesy.
I would like to point out the fact that if you have the likes of Zushin, and and Lunox and Fasha being a menace in the mid lane, for the EXP lane, we would like to point out that Dragon is just a very useless hero. Oh,
Ooh.
oh my God! All right, and
And
he is
then
shut down. This is this
the
is OP
caster
caster
scores.
scores.
The moment you mention the
I was not
dragon.
even done. Yeah, I was not even done
Oh, but
mentioning
that
his name,
cutting
and he's like,
call plus
ooh.
AOG onto three. They're able to survive. But that Tempest of Blades being popped up by Cheesy here. He's able to escape that fight. But yeah, that is one of the most annoying combos, the cutting call versus with the Gato Catcher, because it just, there is no escape. Oh, but that Tsunami Slam going on to Cheesy, and he will fall to the damage here from Pula. You need to know that this is a Kalia and she isn't smiling, right? But that shutdown coming from Holy Crystal onto Void Hacker, the Black Dragon form is popped up, and they would swiftly retreat. Okay, so right now, Cartel got a bit too comfortable, and they forgot that they have a Kalia on the enemy team that can kidnap people. Let's see, is she on that fleeting time? Yup, she's on that fleeting time. So we can see why those ults are just running helter skelter on the opponents. But yeah, what do you think about that fight, Emmy?
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of Kalia, In some kind of scenarios, it's best to, just alt any squishy that you see in front of you, and we can see that from the few times that she has altered Cheesy, and they were able to actually get a shutdown onto him in the second time around that she altered him. And nobody is safe from that alt apart from Conquest and probably Sky Guy. Anybody else that is caught out from that ult with a full damage coming in from Valet and Holy Crystal, the person is actually going to fall engage here on bot
But
lane. All
just
right,
looks like
and just
Void
like I
Hacker.
said,
Ooh. But Cheesy popping that
ooh,
Tempest of Blades, Holy Crystal flickering out of there, but the AOG is gonna go onto the back line. Holy Crystal manages to dash out. Looks like he's gonna be bold and recall right in the middle of that. I don't know why. But that petrify from the Black
oh
Dragon
my
form, yeah,
god.
onto tree, and Sky Guy managing to survive, but that is the last insanity plus the flicker from Super Saiyan. He is missing that fireball, but oh, Utah manages to escape and purify that tsunami slam, and he will survive this fight. There will only be one dropping on the side of El Cartel. But yeah, like you said, um, only Utah does have that purify, and anyone else is actually free game because we saw that's how they did shut down Sky Guy. Um, after he had performed a triple kill, or was it a double kill? They just went full guns blazing, conceal, play tsunami slam, and bursted him down before he could even pop his ults.
It's a very dangerous combo. It's completely unavoidable unless you're like a super tanky or you have a purifier on you. So yeah, I think El Cartel needs to be extra careful when engaging Fluffy, just because of that Kalia and the fact that she can just ult someone and the team will follow right up and bust down the person. So yeah, even Voidaka is not safe, just how we saw in on the bot lane. Oh, we have a bit of an engager conceal.
It looks like it's
Puller.
gonna be another target onto Void Hacker. The title strike plus the tsunami slam, but he's able to survive. The last insanity is used, but the burst fireball from Big Face is able to keep his team in this fight for a bit longer. But over here in the backline, that furious dive from Sky Guy to use the Shah Essence to secure the kills, and Yu Zhong really coming in clutch for his team to keep the members of Fluffy there for them to rotate.
I think that was a big mistake on the side of Fluffy. They shouldn't have gone for CC that deep into the turret. Immediately got near the turret. They should have just, left him and not committed all of their outs on. Ooh, we have an engage shot down actually from Holy Crystal onto Conquest. And yeah, I think they shouldn't have, completely engaged on CC there. They should just have reduced his HP, made him recall, and try to get an advantage on the low tech. But they committed too much on that, and Conquest was able to come in and all the other side of El Cartel too, and they were able to clean up. And they didn't have an answer for the dragon actually because Valet was able to push him back, but he was able to re-engage again, with his skill. And I don't know how Fluffy are actually going to do this. Are they going to win? Probably. Holy Crystal is the only winning uh, factor right now that I can see because we can see a lot of damage coming in from him. Oh, Dragon form coming in from the Dragon Conquest. Oh my God, Puller shot down,
Ooh, but
and we
that
have
is
an
the
engager on the back line.
AOG.
Holy Crystal is able to flicker. Oh my God.
The AOG does come in, but they're not able to land it. The flickers save them.
And they, uh, Fluffy, they were able to actually defend against that siege coming in from the side of El Cartel. And I think as long as Holy Crystal is able to survive, they should be able to handle almost anything coming in from the side of El Cartel. But they have a lot of people that can, just focus in. We have the Link, we have the AOG coming in from Conquest, we have Void Aka on the CC, and we have Link, of course.
Oh, but
Excuse me.
that is gonna be in the backline. The Black Dragon form as well as the AOG committed. But Holy Crystal will fall to that damage coming in from Sky Guy. But there's a shot down from Super Saiyan onto Utah. He is gonna be called back to the base. But the Tempest of Blaze coming in from Cheesy to secure that kill onto Super Salafide. But Dragon with that furious dive. But Cheesy does come in here and secure that kill and save his teammates. So yeah, you can see the Kalia did use that Tsunami Slam onto Conquest here, and they were able to burst him down, but at what cost? Like at what cost? Everyone has died. The Lord is spawning in 10 seconds.
That's where decision making comes in. It sets players apart. I don't know, but this Kalia has to, be careful of who she's going to ult. It has to be a damage dealer on the side of El Cartel, and they have to have an escape route, like somewhat prepared. You can't just go full in and take that one portion, and then you lose like three people from your side. That's not a very nice engage. And we have this Lord uh, take coming in from El Cartel, and I don't know how Fluffy. I feel like they can still defend this because it's not an enhanced Lord yet. But yeah, let's see how it plays out. And I would like to point out the fact that every single turret of El Castel is still standing. Fluffy has not been able to take down a single outer turret of El Cartel. I
Right.
think they need to win numerous team fights before they can be able to have wave control to be able to take down the turrets. Go on, Stu.
Yeah, right now we're seeing 16 minutes into the game. There is a 6k goal difference, maybe a 7k. Yeah, I guess it's a 7k goal difference in the favor of El Catel. But Fluffy, I haven't been out of the game. The kill count is a 25 to 16. The Lord is marching on, and it's gonna be heavily dependent on how Cartel executes this fight, but Super Saiyan and Super Salafi they're able to hold that out. But that is gonna be an AOG into the back line. The Tsunami Slam to hold him in, and he will fall on his own.
Just like I predicted, I knew they were still going to be able to defend, and we have all the Inhibitor turrets still standing high. Kagai engages Super Saiyan here, but he decides to disengage. They need an answer for that Holy Crystal. I don't know. Conquest went in on him, but he was not able to land the AOG onto Holy Crystal. And from there, the Kalia was just able to, ult him, and they were able to bust him down. Even though he had immortality, he was not able to survive that. So I don't know. The target of El Cartel right now has to be Holy Crystal. I don't know, probably the AOG first to make sure he uses his escape skills, and then Dragon can try to dive in on him. And even if Dragon is not able to get a kill onto him, then
Oh,
Link
this is
will be the
dangerous
last
for
pick. Oh,
Cheesy. Because he can get caught by that Tsunami Slam, but looks like he would be able to. Oh, but in the back line, that AOG going in. But it is going to be a furious dive. The Shah Essence actually not getting that kill, but Cheesy secures that kill onto Holy Crystal. And 4 on the side of Alcatel, half of Fluffy half fallen. And it is up to
yeah. And
Super Saiyan to defend.
and we can see the decision making coming in from El Cartel. It was just as I said, they needed three people to go uh for Holy Crystal just so that they could take him out, and this is going to be pretty much GG's for. Ooh, last insanity,
Ooh.
but he's not able to take down the last minion. All right, and this is GG's. We have El Cartel coming in on top of Fluffy here. You know, as soon as they were able to shut down Holy Crystal, it was pretty much a win for them. We had Dragon going in way back into the back line to make sure that he got a kill onto Holy Crystal. You know, it was first the AOG coming in from Conquest, and we have Cheesy, using his S2 from the wall just to make sure that Holy Crystal flickered to the back. And from there, Dragon was able to petrify Holy Crystal as soon as it landed onto the ground, and he was able to get the kill on R. And that's how Fluffy fell apart from there. Yeah, and just like I predicted, El Cartel won this match. No caster scores this time around, and yeah, it's it's GG's. I mean, we have. I would like to commend Olu Crystal actually on the second match. He really, really tried his possible best, but there's so much that you can escape from. When you have so many people targeting you, and yeah, I think this is going to be the end of today's series. And I would love for you guys to tune in tomorrow. And if you have not dropped a like on the stream, kindly drop a like. And if you've not subscribed, also subscribe and turn on the notifications. All right, over to you, still.
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe because I'm watching you from your bedroom window. And yeah, we have the grand finals tomorrow, which is going to be El Cartel versus Xenagog. Again, because this will be the second time. So the Cartel might be looking for redemption. They might try and have their prayers answered against the church. But yeah, we can see you two here with this MVP for performance. Actually, the second MVP performance in this series, and coming up, dealing the most damage on his team. So kudos to that player for just generally positioning well and dishing out damage. And yeah, I will be signing you guys out, and we will see you tomorrow.